Let's try this again.
I'm Paul Page on YouTube, and this is GP Laps.
Thank you, Paul. Welcome back, everybody. Back to do it again. Deja vu late in the year. Back to do this all over again. Another attempt at it anyway. The Denver Grand Prix, round 11 of our Indycar season here, 1990 season. Dreading it a little bit, just because I know how difficult it's gonna be. But I hope you're all doing well out there. I hope everybody had a great holiday and is excited for a little bit of IndyCar 2 again, like it never even happened. Like it never even happened. Where am I? Here I am. Hello out there. Back again for this race. This is a tough one, which is, I guess, why I'm dreading it a little bit. Make myself slightly bigger there. Hello, Ascari. Better luck. That's what I need, is some luck, because apparently we were the most unlucky folks of all time. If you weren't here last time, what am I talking about? We have attempted the Denver Grand Prix before. I suppose I didn't link the last stream in the chat, but we tried this race before a couple weeks ago now, and hit a bug which occurs in IndyCar 2 more often than I'd like, but pretty rarely. And it's only the second time ever on stream that I encountered it, but the first time in a race. And the car, essentially, what happened is the car thought it went through the surface of the track for a split second, and the physics calculation was so big that it made a number too large for the game to handle, and it crashed it. It was a good race, too. We were, how many laps were we into the thing? Not quite halfway yet, but we had gotten through the first pit stop, had some weird strategy stuff with a yellow flag, and we're trying to keep Allenser Jr. behind me, but it never even happened. It's a new day, and we're going to try it again. The powers that be within the IndyCar 2 community, Pavel, SK, Sam Sapai, everybody looked at it and determined that this was an extremely rare occurrence on this track. There's some tracks where it happens more often because there's seams and gaps, but I basically hit like 2/1000ths of an inch or something. And chances are that it would never happen again, but Pavel did do some updating to the track, and we'll have to see. I've decided on a rule. For this one because I want to get through. I want to get through the Denver race. So we're gonna do the race today, and if this happens again, we're gonna say we had a mechanical failure before it started, and simulate the race because I don't know. I just don't want to have to try to do another one of these. I want to get through this and get to the next one. So if it happened again for some reason, that's saying the gods are saying that Ryan Axelson had some sort of failure on the grid or before the race and wasn't able to start. I think that's fair. I hope everybody else thinks that's fair as well. But chances are that won't happen. Chances are actually that I'll cause my own demise here today, and we'll probably have an accident somewhere that didn't happen last time, and it'll be a big pain. But we'll jump in. We're on round 11 of the championship. Through the Michigan Grand Prix, which I won on strategy. Led 119 laps, though. And it was a good race. That was a fun one. But we're on to Denver. It's a particularly tough stretch. Vancouver's next, which is going to be just as difficult, if not harder. And from there, we finally get to a couple natural terrain road courses before the final oval at Nazareth, which is probably the hardest oval of the season. And then Laguna Seca, which is always a good time. But Denver, one of the most difficult races on the calendar in real life, just because how high Denver is as a city. The air is thinner, so drivers just had a lot of fatigue, and the engines and things would overheat. We don't have to deal with that, but it is a tough course, which you'll all see in a second if you weren't here last time. Yeah, but Michael Andretti is leading the way, but after that win at Michigan, we're only 21 points behind. And so there's a lot that can be done here in the final races. It is certainly wide open at this point. We need to have Michael to have a bad day and for us to have a good day. But if I can just get some good points, I'll be happy to get through this one. Danny Sullivan behind, though, only 7 points behind. And Allenser Jr., who was mighty quick last time, was looking like he was going to win pretty easily, is back in fourth. He's going to need a really good day to have any shot at this. But we'll come in. Denver, welcome back. Welcome back to Denver. Tricky track, complicated one. Let me go out and just do a quick practice lap, make sure everything looks and sounds good. I've not done as much prep. I guess I prepped a lot last time, and we've already simulated half a race, so I should be able to do this. What is my favorite era in IndyCar? You're looking at it. I think mid-'80s to mid-'90s is probably my favorite. I'm sure there's a few other folks here who think the same. Well, thank you, Kringle. And welcome, Kringle. Welcome, everybody. It's been a busy couple of weeks. I think it's that time of year, right? Busy with other things. Yes, I've recovered from the wreck fest. Sorry if that was a bit spicier than some folks are used to with me. But it was fun. I had a lot of good fun with that. Clearly it was the 1920s. Let me know how everything sounds and looks. I think I should have it balanced all right. All right, come around. Here's the corner. Gonna have to, like every lap, I hold my breath through there, even though I know it's statistically really unlikely that it would happen again, but it happened once. come around. So this track, I suppose I'm not explaining it very well because I did that last time, but this track circles a park through part of it. We're actually going to go through the back side of the park here. Quite a tricky little sequence of corners, left, right, left. That's why you get this kind of funky diamond-shaped few corners. Come to the final corner, still having a little performance issues. I was able to change a couple settings. Still get a stutter there, though. But it's a little bit better than it was before. I found I used to run DOSBox, or up until today, every stream, I always ran DOSBox on unlimited or maximum cycles, which is basically saying go as fast as you possibly can. But it seems like limiting the cycles is actually going to make the performance slightly better. I'm not sure why. If it's anything like modern computers, if you limit your frame rate, the computer just has more resources to do things, so maybe just smoothens out the whole experience slightly. We're not using lossless scaling on this today. I can't get lossless scaling to look that great with Indycar 2. So you're going to have to deal with it in all 30 FPS. But if you have lossless scaling, I've heard you can run it on videos and it will actually work on a video. So if anybody's doing that, let me know if it looks good. I think it's because I also run IndyCar 2 in a windowed mode, so I can see you all in the chat and monitor my stream and all that. So it's one of those things. All right, I'll come around. I'll practice a pit stop after this lap. Just do one more lap here. Really, really tricky course this, though. Whoa, that's especially bad. It's just I gotta keep that margin between the walls and the car, or else we're gonna end our day real quick. Do I put spring in the wheel? I don't, and I know how to. But I've done IndyCar 2 for so long with no force feedback and essentially a free wheel that it's kind of how I like it. But yeah, you can put some spring in the wheel if you want to make it just have a consistent resistance. But no, I've always just done IndyCar 2 with a free spinning wheel. There's nothing going on here. Come through the little kink here. So you come through the kink and then come up to the Bud corner, which is the one we had the issue on. We're just gonna have to hold our breath. Like I said, if we have that issue again, we're gonna say that the race we just weren't able to start. The engine had an issue on the grid or something. That's just gonna have to be how it turns out, unfortunately. But hopefully that won't happen. The chances are it won't. All right, we'll come into the pits though. Really, really tight pit entry. Oh, silent calm. Thank you. Hope this covers the gas. Thanks. I appreciate that. It's nice of you. I think that'll cover the gas. All right. Yeah, it is. Games are weird without force feedback, especially if you're used to it. But I've been playing this game for 30 years. So it kind of, I don't know. It takes me a minute, though. Every time I go from playing a modern sim to one of these older ones, it takes me, 20 minutes or so playing for me to, like, really remember how it all feels and works. You really have to concentrate with your eyes because you have nothing else. So, I mean, you have a little bit of audio to help with the tire screeching, but it's really all visual. So you might think you pay attention in a modern sim, but you can't really look anywhere else. FFB is overrated. All right. I think we're ready to jump into qualifying. Now, last time out, I was able to get the pole with a really good lap, and I'm worried I'm not going to be able to match that this time. But we'll try. I don't remember exactly what my lap time was. I should have looked it up before this, but I think it was was it a 21? It was so fast. I've never gone that fast before. But we'll look at provisional standings. So we're going to go out with half of the cars, and they'll be able to improve their times as well. Almost think of it as like two qualifying groups. But we'll look at the provisional starters, and up front, Michael, of course, is the quickest right now with a 125.7. I can definitely better that. Was it a 122 or 120? Maybe it was a 123 I got last time. But Allenser Jr. gave us a run for our money last time. So we'll see who's out here in our group with us and who might have a chance to improve along with me. Hopefully can get a good lap in. This race is quite long. It's about 200 miles like all of the super speedway IndyCar races were, but it's such a slow track. I think it is the slowest track on the IndyCar calendar, so it's just a very long race, this one. Yeah, Michael is the son, Mario is the dad. That's not good. All right, we'll come in, just get a banker first one so I'm not starting dead last before I start pushing. Good to remember as well, Michael is in the number 3 car, Mario is in the 6. They look very similar. They basically have the same helmet as well. Mario has a red roll hoop. It's about the only way you can tell them apart. I don't know, how many father-sons raced on the same team together? There's quite a lot of father and son combos in racing, but how many raced on the same team? A little bit fast there. Got the car set up real soft right now, but feels all right. Oh, John Fisher. Are the 60s F1 cars weird in AMS2? I haven't tried them with the 1.6 update. I have raced them quite a lot in the past. I did a video when Spa came out with those cars. Unless you mean the older ones, I did a video when I was comparing some different sims. Whoa, there we go. I always forget the outlap is an actual lap because the start line's after the pits. All right, 126 up to 11th. So that's my banker. Let's see if we can crank up the wick a little bit. Dale Jr. raced on his father's team, right? But Dale Earnhardt himself wasn't on the team at that time. Because Dale Earnhardt was in Richard Childress's team, so... And Marco obviously raced for I guess Marco and Michael did too, right? Because Michael, right at the end of his career, did a few races, Indy 500 specifically. Was it in 06 when Marco almost won his very first time? But I think they were on the same team then. All right. Oh, John, thank you again. So much understeer. Yeah, you might have to play. I found the cars in AMS2 don't always have the best setups on them, so you might need to play around with the roll bars and or the diff to get those cars to rotate. Those are really the two tools you have with the older Grand Prix cars to get them to turn. Lower the front roll bar, stiffen the rear, and then make the diff more aggressive. Up to 125.8, up to 5th. I know I can do quite a bit better, and it seems like the front folks are still in reach right now. Almost lost the rear end there. Bit of understeer through there. I might give it a clicker rear bar just to get that rear end to come around a bit more. This corner I have the most trouble with. I think the blue on blue walls there, it just makes it hard to see the apex. That's my excuse anyway. All right, come around, just gotta avoid the pit wall on the inside here. It was actually kind of like that though. It was a little less severe in real life, but it was right there. Got that all wrong. Come around, final corner. Up to 3rd. Sullivan's in the lead right now with a 123.7. That's quite quick. I'm at a 124 flat, though. I only need 3/10. Wow. Almost lose the rear end. I have quite a lot of understeer right now. Well, it's understeer in spots and then oversteer coming into the corners. Oh, chasing the rear end. That was right on the limit. Oh, Bearder, thank you. Everybody's being very generous. I appreciate that, and I'm glad you're enjoying. Been able to do a bit more stuff lately. All right, come around the final corner. Man, it's a real stuttery. 123.5. Sullivan improved. I'm right behind him. Scraped the wall there just slightly. No. Had to get out of it big time there. All right, we got 5 minutes left. Let's back off a little bit here. We'll give ourselves a breather this lap, and then we'll get right back into it. I did look into, so in Indycar 2, like the NASCAR games from the time, you can save them mid-race. And so one of my original plans for this was to save like every stint or something just in case we had an issue. The thing is, when you save a race, you have to exit it to save, and when you resume it, it's under yellow, even if it was under green. So it kind of destroys the race strategy and stuff. So I just don't think that's going to be an option today to save mid-race, which I was hoping it would be, because that could be an option to kind of save our progress as we go in case something does happen. But gonna have to do this one with fingers crossed the whole time. All right, come through the final corner. Try to get another good lap going here. It's just how close are you willing to get to those walls? No, there's no safe states in DOS stuff. All right, dancing through. Oh, I got that turn in good that time. No understeer. Right out to the edge there. It's like tempting to go flat out there. Is somebody else improved? Unser. Oh, 123.3. All right, he put the hammer down. Oh, a bit late. I was distracted there. Kind of missed the apex. This is still a decent lap, I think. Come on. Nice and tidy through here. A bit wide. Past the exit of the pits. Get down into third gear. Chase it around the park. Car exiting the pits in front. I think it's Sullivan. Won't be an issue though. 123 flat. We'll stay on it. Although I'm gonna have to pass Sullivan here. Oh, I blew the engine. All right, I was being very aggressive with the shifts there. I could see I was actually just in fifth. I should have been in sixth at the end of the straight. All right, well, I think that's qualifying over for myself. But on provisional pole, we just gotta hope in the next 3 minutes that nobody improves their time. We'll sit here until the time runs out. How was this game supposed to be played back in the day? So when this game came out, I played it on a keyboard for the first little while. But joysticks were pretty common, as weird as that is, using like a flight joystick. That was pretty common for this type of stuff. You use the trigger for the gas and maybe your button on top for the brake, or forward and backwards. I did that for a little while as well. And then there were steering wheels. I never had a steering wheel back in these days, but steering wheels were a thing. But they were rubber band basically inside. Chris Hay, if folks remember Chris, he hasn't done stuff for a few years, but he's got a great video restoring one of the old Thrustmaster steering wheels. That if you want to see how they worked and stuff, but it's essentially like a bungee cord inside a wheel. Very, very simple stuff with a built-in little shifter. A lot of them didn't even have. You could buy pedals as like a separate thing, but they also people would just use the buttons on the wheel as the gas and brake. It's tough to think about all of that with modern. It's tough to think about all that with like the modern idea of what sim racing is, because it's just one of those things where we didn't have that stuff, so you didn't miss it, right? Playing with a joystick was amazing, because you'd never tried a wheel on the computer, so you just don't really miss what you don't know, I guess. But it's amazing what we have these days, and the fact that we can get it all to work with this stuff with relative ease. I mean, there's a little bit of configuration in there and stuff, but the fact that we can get it all to work these days, and we can enjoy these games way better than we ever could back then. I mean, this is the fact that it actually holds up as well as it does, because this stuff is just so superior to anything that existed back then. Yeah. All right, we got 23 seconds. I suppose we'll give it an extra minute here. Why not? We'll give it an extra minute to make sure people can complete their lap. I don't think I'm slowing anybody down, so we just got to hope that Unser or Fittipaldi or somebody doesn't jump above me. This is fairly realistic, too. They would have just left this car here back then. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll use my watch here. We'll time a minute. We'll time a minute 23, because so this guy, was that John Jones on their final lap? Yeah, Boiselle probably wasn't in this group. So folks that weren't in this group won't improve. All right, 30 seconds. What watch is this? This is a Dan Henry chronograph. It's not a super expensive watch. I mean, how do we get this? I can't get it to focus. How do you do the thing? Whatever. It's nice, but it's not a luxury watch, thankfully. All right, 1 minute. We'll just give it another 20 seconds or so, and I think this could be a poll. So starting just like last time. All right, 3, 2, 1. I think that's it. Poll for the Denver Grand Prix. All right. I'm not sure. Was that better than my lap? I think I did even better last time. Or did I got to look back at what my lap was. But a 123 flat for Ryan Axelson's going to start on the pole ahead of Allenser Jr. Little Al was very fast last time out. So we'll have to see if he's got the same speed. This game, it's kind of random how it chooses who's going to be fast or not based on driver ratings, but Allenser Jr.'s driver ratings are not the best ones out there. I actually think probably Michael Andretti has them. Oh, Michael's pretty far back. All right, Emerson Fittipaldi starts third ahead of Danny Sullivan. Scott Goodyear up in fifth. Number 11 there. Raul Boiselle back in sixth. Dominic Dobson in seventh. Ahead of Michael Andretti. So I don't think Michael was in our group. So I always think of it as the cars that aren't in your group went first and the track was maybe dirtier or something. So they just couldn't do the speed. That's how I rationalize it anyways. Mario back there as well. So we got the two Newman Haas cars, 8th and 9th. And Bobby Rahal back in 10th Had a Eddie Cheever. Eddie, did I have a run-in with him last time almost? Can't remember. John Andretti back in 12th. I had a Rick Mears, Ari Leindyke in 14th, and then the Porsche Teo Fabi back in 15th. Yeah, John Andretti and the other Porsches in 12th. All right, Randy Lewis in 16th. I had a Mike Groff. Scott Brayton back in 18th. 19th is Dean Hall. 20th is AJ Foyt. Didier Thays in 21st. Pancho Carter in 22nd. Hiro Matsushita back in 23rd. We got quite a few cars in this today. Same number that ran in the real life race. Roberto Guerrero, or Tony Bettenhausen Jr., I think I skipped, 24th. Roberto Guerrero back in 25th. I had a Jan Beekes, Willie T. Rebs in 27th, and Jeff Wood at the very back. Would Pancho Carter have been running? I don't know. I don't know if he ran this one. Yeah, the grid, and the way it works, you can't change per race who's going to be racing unless you did them all as separate races and calculated the points outside the game. We'll save the qualifying again. Not that it matters. If something breaks, then it is what it is. All right. Actually, I will exit and save the race so that we have the qualifying saved. I don't know in which cases I would reuse the qualifying, but just in case, we've got it saved and we're set to go for the race. So it's 80 lap race today around the course. I got to get myself in the right headspace for this because it's just going to take a lot of patience. If I can get a top 5 and finish this without anything weird happening, I think we can call that a success. It's tempting starting on the pole to say that I've got to win, but a race like this is about survival. I expect one of the other cars will be quite quick, and we'll have to deal with them. But I would say yellow flags are unlikely, but we had one last time. But in my testing before then and since, I haven't seen a yellow flag. And I've seen some crashes as well, and they just don't throw yellow. So we'll see if there's a yellow. We will deal with it as it comes. But if there's not, we want to make it at least like 28 laps or so on a tank to make sure we get to the end. We can easily do that. I think we can do like 35 laps on a tank of fuel. So if it goes green the whole way, we'll do full stints for the first 2 and then short fill at the end. And that will be the best green flag strategy, but we'll have to see. I appreciate everybody joining here. We got a good crowd in here today. Fingers crossed we don't have a crash. It's very unlikely, but I never say never. And if it happens again, we are going to say that Richie had Ryan had an engine failure on the grid or before the race and couldn't start. And that's gonna have to be how this one ends up. But fingers crossed that's not. We'll get started with the Denver Grand Prix. We'll do our pace lap here. All right, Allister Jr. alongside. Snug up with the pace car so that we don't get in a crash here. Yeah, we're hoping for no crashes. If you missed the very start of the stream, I talked a little bit about it, but it was, according to what we know about how that happens in the game, it was extremely, extremely unlikely to happen on this track, especially in that spot. Essentially what happened last stream and why we're doing this again today is that the car fell through a crack in the road between 2 pieces. The crack itself was like 2/1000ths of an inch. It was tiny, which is why it was so unbelievable that it happened there. But the game, trying to figure out what happened, calculated that the car was in space or something, and the number was so big that it calculated it crashed the game. That's what happens when those crashes happen, as far as we know. But it seems very unlikely that that would happen again in this spot, and we'll just have to try it out and see if we can get through this whole race. We've had that happen before in a practice session, I believe, at Laguna Seca, which is another place that it can happen sometimes. That was the corner, though, so we'll just hold our breath every lap for 80 laps. as we go through there. And I said it a second ago, but if it happens again, that's going to be the gods telling us that this is just not going to happen for Ryan, and we'll take the DNF. All right, pace car is going to pull off to the side now. The start is going to be quite a long ways before the finish line on this track. It's just, I think we could fix that, but I haven't looked into it too much. But whoa, let me slow down. I want to make sure we don't get a penalty here. Come on. There goes Allenser Jr. trying to get a jump on me. Trying not to get into a wreck here. Green flag is out. We'll start here. The Denver Grand Prix. Got a great jump on Allenser Jr. that time. I think last time he actually got a jump on me, but we'll come through the final corner and start this 80-lap race. All right, no black flag. That's good. See if we can run away. Now, last time, Allenser Jr. was very quick, and we'll have to see if he's got that kind of speed again. Or maybe I've got something, but I need to readjust myself here. I was just doing qualifying laps and need to be ultra careful and precise with this and make sure we don't have any sort of silly accidents. We'll at least have 15 or so laps before we hit the lap traffic, and that's when things get really interesting. Can still see him in my mirrors back there, but so far so good through the first part of the lap. We'll come down to the bottom of the course. We'll go through the crash corner again for the first time. There we go. Okay, 79 more times to go. All right, come around the park. Didn't quite get it curved in. It's all right. Through the final corner, complete lap number 1. All right, lead the first lap is always good, but we've done this before, and it's never a sure bet, especially on a track like this. Just getting around for 80 laps on your own is hard enough around a track like this, never mind other cars, especially lap traffic. I'm going to short shift a bit so that I don't over rev. You know what? And if after what happened last time, if I just run away with this whole thing today, I will take that. It might not be the most exciting viewing experience, but I would take it. Yeah, I watched Ted's race yesterday. If you're looking for more IndyCar 2 stuff, if you like this kind of thing, Ted Meat, who's another channel, plays. He's got an IndyCar 2 season going right now. He also does Grand Prix 2 and some other games as well. That corner a bit wrong. All right, we got to settle in here. I can't death grip the wheel for 80 laps. The stutters are just it's running a bit better everywhere else than it did last stream, but it's that final corner when I see a super chat, but I can't look. This is the issue with streaming this game, especially around a track like this. Thank you, Timo. I hope there's no gaps in the road. All right, Allenser Jr. is not leaving us alone here, but he's got to get around me, which is easier said than done. Yeah, the reason we do get some stutters on this track, it is probably the most detailed IndyCar 2 track that exists, and I haven't been able to sort out why I can't get it to run super smooth. works. It's acceptable at this point. What? I'm gonna lower that front bar, get a little more bite. We're pretty soft on the bars around here because it is a street track, so you need all that chassis movement. All right. Oh, what was that? 77 laps to go. I'm trying not to pay attention to Allister Jr. back there, but he has been closing in. I'm going to try not to care about. Danny Sullivan is right there with him, so. Looks like behind him, Emo's falling off a bit, so it's might just be us three up here. I'm trying to do like 90% right now. I'm not trying to leave that like half a foot gap to the walls, especially on the inside of corners. It's really hard to judge the distance in this game. Getting through that first 10 gallons of fuel though, and that's really where my car feels very much not good. So once we get through that, I'll be a little racier. I pulled out a little bit on Allister Jr. that last lap. To the walls there, just gotta be careful. All right, 2.8, pulled out 6/10. Okay. Seems like if I push a little bit, I can better him, but can I do that for 75 more laps? Never mind, once we get to traffic, pit strategy, and all the rest of it. The start much better than the last one we had last time. Allister Jr. was a lot quicker, so doesn't quite have that extra boost yet. They changed throughout the race though, so never say never. No sign of any lap cars yet. I think it's going to be probably at least another 5 laps before we start catching the slow ones. See them. Gained a 10th on me there. It's not going to take much though once we get to those slower cars. Yeah, the cars in this have boost, like they did in real life. It's that black knob in the bottom left of the cockpit. You can change it, but it's really only to control fuel burn at max throttle. So around a track like this, it's honestly just going to hurt you. It's just going to slow you down most of all. But on a high-speed oval, you can use it to cut back on some of the fuel burn. You can at a road course as well, but it's a little easier to lift and coast on a road course because it only really affects how high the boost will go. So if you see on my dashboard, there is a boost number. And I want to say the max is 45. And so if you turn the boost down, you're just preventing how high that number can go, but it's still going to do the same lower numbers. So unless you're hitting the maximum number, it really doesn't do anything. That's why under yellow flags, you don't really need to turn the boost down unless you're trying to catch up to the pack or something. Yeah, 45, there we go. So if I lowered the boost a couple notches, we would only be able to get up to like 43. And you would save fuel when the number is at 44 or 45, so. It's neat though, it does bring an element to it. I've found very few scenarios where it really helps to lower the boost. Unless you're really trying to stretch a fuel strategy on an oval, but then you're often going so slow that it doesn't really pay off anyway. Alright, so far so good. Allens and Juniors keep me honest back there, but I'm kind of managing the gap. I'm not going 100% because I just don't think we'd finish if I did that. Just trying to stay focused on the road here, nice and smooth. We'll wait for the inevitable train of lap traffic in front. I think this is a good track that you could have a good opportunity to pit. Once we get within our window, if we're in a really bad traffic scenario, we could consider pitting so that we can kind of dip out of it. We don't know what we'll be brought back into, but whoa, a car in the pits back there. Looked like Randy Lewis, I think. Waiting to come around a corner and see a whole pack of lap traffic. Allens Jr.'s pulled into 2 seconds now. He was as close as 1.3 a few laps ago, but he's going back and forth here as we do our laps. Yeah, this game, I think you need to use at least a joystick to enjoy it. I did say that we used to play it on the keyboard back in the day. Not a great keyboard game. The Jeff Crammond sims are much better with the keyboard because they have the steering assistance and stuff. This really would be like playing a sim just with a keyboard, which is tough. But yeah, we do get a car there in the pits. This corner, I get this corner and then the next right-hander confused sometimes. It's quite easy to, and it's bad because this next one is fast. They look so similar. If you're not paying attention, it's pretty easy to get those two corners mixed up. Just a little late on the brakes there. I got to start braking before the number boards in that one. You use the shifter so much around here that I barely ever have two hands on the wheel. This is one of the longer sections, can keep it in third through here on a race lap. All right, there it is, 10 laps in, and there's the lap traffic. So we've got 10 free laps there. Nice, blissful open track. Now I'll have to deal with some slower cars. I need to be so careful with this. Honestly, Alonso Jr. is far enough back in the points right now that I want to win, but I'm not going to do anything too crazy to keep him back there. It seems like we haven't seen Michael yet. So maybe Michael's having a bad day. And scoring points is the most important thing. Still got more than a half tank of fuel. There's still quite a lot to go in this stint. Getting close to where I ended up hitting last time, because we had that yellow flag. So we'll see if we get a yellow, but it looks like Jan Beekes is up first. Slowest car out here right now. Hopefully be able to get them into the 90-degree corners is probably the safest place down these straights. We're a bit far back though to do it here. This is where Alonso Jr. is going to be able to eat up that gap. All right, get around Jan. First lap car successfully passed. Well, thanks for the new supporter. I mean, every car I pass, Alonso Jr. has to do the same thing, but sometimes the AI have this telepathic ability to be able to pass other cars in places that you simply cannot. Like up here, it'd be so risky to try to jump up the inside. They're not slow though. Oh, that was scary. Bettenhausen now. That was Jeff Wood. We got around. Give him the final corner here. Plenty of room for activities down the front stretch. Tries to come back up a little bit through the corner, but we got him. All right, runaway, 2.2 seconds off Alonso Jr., so he's getting held up just the same. Now, back markers don't really just let you past in this. They just kind of run their own race, but they're very, very slow. The way I've set up my car sets for this, the different set of cars that we're racing against, is I like to have a really big field spread. The results themselves end up being pretty realistic to the time, where the slowest cars are many laps down at the end. It's proved for some decent racing. But yeah, you need to be ahead of the car going into the corner to not have an accident. It's also important, inner workings of this game, you got to maintain positive momentum on the cars that you're passing as well. If you're side by side, even slightly ahead, and you slow down more than they are, they're going to go into passing mode and think that they can get in front of you. And you'll see that lead to a lot of accidents as well. So what that amounts to is you just have to make your moves and commit. Know where you can pass, and It's tougher. It's really tough. I mess it up all the time. You've all you've all seen that over the years. All right, 3.3 seconds now. This is good. Getting around the traffic a bit better than Alistair Jr. I feel like last time he was actually better at it than me. All right, so far so good. Knock on wood, we've made it through the corners here without any sort of issues. Long ways to go, though. This is such a long race. It's one of the reasons I was kind of dreading doing it again. It's just not an easy one. We got Poncho Carter here in front. Should be able to get him down the front stretch again. Slow down quite a bit here through the final few corners. I think Little Al's pulled in a lot there. Whoa, man, that was bad. It's like a much worse stutter than usual. Guerrero now, just trying to remain focused. It's just so much. I guess it's we may not be able to simulate the conditions of this real race as Guerrero. That was tempting, but we might not be able to simulate the conditions of this, but we're having our own battles here. The performance of the game, whether or not it's going to crash or not, there's plenty to think about. All right, get in front of Guerrero. Got Randy Lewis. Who is in the pits then? This is Randy Lewis in front of me. We're about halfway through the fuel tank, halfway through the stint at this point. If you're curious what lap I'm on, it shows in the top left every time we pass the start line. Shows how many laps remaining there are. Taking it very easy through the traffic, and I can see Little Al back there, but I just don't feel safe about passing cars in many of the spots on the track. That's not going to work. I tried it there, but I think Little Al's ate up that whole gap. .64 laps to go, half tank. So we did 16 laps on that half a tank of fuel. Oh, as Randy thinks about it there. So we can get about 32 laps on a tank at my current pace. So just keep that in our memory bank for that final pit stop. Got this wrong a little bit here. Little Al was just a half second behind me that last lap, but I think he's stuck behind Randy as well. It's just going to get harder and harder to pass the lapped cars as we get further up the field. They're not that much slower. So at this rate, we should be looking to pit around lap 32, and we'll put a full tank of fuel in again, which will get us to roughly lap 64. And so from there, we'll just have 16 laps to go, so we should only have to take 20 gallons at the end of the race if everything works out. Yellow flag will change that. If we get damage, it'll definitely change that. All right, we got AJ Foyt in front of me here. Nip around AJ. Of course, King Hero's the next one. Wow, 3.1 seconds, so Randy Lewis really kept Little Al behind, but I think he's right behind Foyt now, so it's gonna go be a lap to lap thing. It's neck and neck, I would say, at this point. Might be able to do a move up the inside there, but also with the way it stutters through this final corner, it I don't know. Pass Hero down to turn 1. Come on. Whoa, keeps me real narrow there. We're up to Granatelli's car. So looks like Mario has snuck up into 5th. It's going to be tough to catch a glance at the rest of the standings here at any point, but no, it's not the engine sputtering, it's just the game wanting to die there as it loads in all the objects. Oddly enough, that's not the spot we're worried about. Yeah, we'll just call it a misfire. There you go. All right, we're up to Jeff Andretti, or John Andretti, in one of the Porsches. So he's slid back a bit since his start. $15 gallons of fuel left, so we're getting towards the end. This is when the car is going to feel the best. Nope out of that one. thought I was going to be able to get him there. Maybe if I committed just a little bit more, but it's so sketchy. I miss the super speedway high banks in Michigan. Oh man, that's especially bad. Here we go. Get Jeff there, or John. Why do I keep calling him Jeff? Yeah, I'm sorry about the stutters. I wish I could fix it. The creator of the track says that they don't have them. They shared their DOSBox configuration, and it must just be maybe the fact that I'm also streaming, although it happens offline as well. I just can't get it to run well. So hopefully it's not too distracting. It's definitely jarring as trying to keep the car on the road and it suddenly stutters like that. Yeah, we're just running with a really high polygon car set, and the track has just got so much detail in it. All right, Dean Hall here. Dean! Ugh. I think we got away with that. But that closed up the gap to Allister Jr. Man, I cannot pass into that corner. Okay, I tried it like 3 times already, and it finally came to head there. I got away without getting any damage from that. Count our lucky stars. Whew. All right, settle back in. I just went for the outbreak, and he was a bit better than me. But yes, I can imagine we're not going to be very happy with Dean after this one. All right, Allister Jr. is right there. He would have seen that. He's going to try to pounce. He's got Sullivan right with him as well. Really fortunate I didn't get wing damage there, as we're going to catch back up to Dean pretty much in the same spot, but I'm going to be patient. Yeah, this corner is so tight that I think you'd have to be quite far ahead of the AI to make a pass there. I felt like I passed somebody there last time, but maybe not. Just wait for the good spot here. Dean just really wants me to have a tough time. Yeah, everybody's packed up here. That I got stuck in the wall for a second there, so I think everybody closed up behind me. We're probably about 8 laps from pitting, 10 laps maybe from pitting, which will be very welcome. Get through this first stint at least. I don't know. I don't remember what lap we got to last time, but we're getting close to where I was, because we pit, I think, even before half tank of fuel with that yellow flag, and then we didn't go that much further after the yellow flag, so we're definitely getting into the meat of things here. Really challenging race, this one. Haven't really played with the bars much yet. I've not been pushing the car. Just been trying to keep it off the walls. All right, 1.7 seconds ahead of Allister Jr. Everybody's stretching back out a little bit. Got a nice big gap in front of Dean here. Mario has gotten around Emerson there, yeah. It's all right. It's probably better for us in the championship anyway if Mario finishes more up towards the front. And 56 laps to go. But it's going to turn into a countdown towards the end of this, especially if we're in the lead. It's already starting to get there. Oh, yellow flag. All right. We just got to be careful that there's not going to be a crash somewhere, but I want to keep my speed up because we're going to dive right in the pits. We'll take 4 tires and full fuel. Biggest concern right now, though, is I'm going to come around a corner and see a crash. We'll check out what happened once we're in the pits. Man, another yellow flag. All right, this is all right, though. I mean, we're well within the window to make it on 2 more stops here. We'll have to see if everybody else pits this time or not. Also, if you're wondering why they close the pits in real life when the yellow first comes out, you're looking at it. Especially in this ultra-competitive age. Cars, they would speed up to try to get there, which is kind of the counter opposite of a yellow flag. All right, we'll come in the pits. Snake the corner. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. I have no idea. Whew. All right, give me 1 second here. There was a caution last race, but it was a bit sooner than this one was. All right, let me... All right, it was right around here. We'll wait for it to come out, and then we'll see who had issues. We're drinking coffee today. Man, my foot hurts. I've been... there's a new R Factor 2 mod for the Mercedes 125. Is this a car? No, it's Poncho. Scott Brayton's in the pits. Man, is this kind of happened last time where we couldn't find an accident? Cannot find an accident. Let me just rewind slightly further. Yeah, maybe somebody else found a little gap. Yeah, maybe. I guess we'll just call it debris. We'll call it a debris caution. Ooh, these two. Nope. Yeah, we'll have to call it a debris caution. Which... you could imagine there being a lot of debris around a track like this. All right, we're in the pits, though. We'll see where we come out. Just going to fill it to 40. Still in the lead right now. I did go quite fast there to get the advantage to the pits. All right. Man, if I get a free pit stop out of this. Oh, no. Alcer Jr.'s in the pits as well. I think I'm going to pit and come out in the lead, which is amazing. Just keep my eye on the speedometer here. All right. I'm going to go find the pace car. Man, so we've got... don't adjust the brake bias. So we got basically a free pit stop out of that. I mean, we're going to be right where we were. But now we're looking at a 30-gallon pit stop on the last one instead of a 20. Just gotta find the pace car here. Here it is. All right. Interesting race so far. It's got Goodyear in the pits, but we've lapped up to 14th place. This will give us another 10 laps or so before our pits. Hiro Matsushita's in the pits. Maybe they are out? Nope. It's just John Andretti. Oh, we got quite a little rap sheet. Looks like John was still running. I just passed him, so he's out now. We won't see the reason till after the race, but maybe that's the reason for our yellow. The Porsche blew an engine or something. But it's John Andretti, Dominic Dobson, Scott Brayton, and Willie T. Ribbs all out of the race. Ribbs is who was in the pits early on. That's right. Yeah, if 28 is safe, we'll go with 30. I've had my share of running out of fuel for the year, let's say. All right, I'm waiting to see them in my mirrors. Last time we had some kind of weird slow. The cars in the pace lap were quite slow. Yes, you can hit the pace car. We'll see if they catch up to me. If not, I mean, we're really going to have a good time up here. We had this problem last time, though, where some of the cars were quite slow. It's like they didn't want to catch up. Say they're caught behind a course vehicle or something. Yeah, if you hit the pace car, tell you what, if we ever get to a point where if we ever get to the point where something weird happens as a special yeah, we just got one lap to green. He's 9 seconds behind me, so he should be here shortly. If we ever get to the point where something weird happens again and we have to kill some time, I'll show you what happens when you hit the pace car in the pit lane. It's totally not worth it. The pace car is meant to be a Corvette, I believe, or a Camaro. It's meant to be a Camaro. It says Camaro on the back, which you can't quite see. It's the same pace car. They used this pace car from Indycar 2 through NASCAR 2 in '99, and they had the same pace car for all of it. Yeah, we're running in DOSBox. We're running in DOSBox ECE, which is discontinued, unfortunately. I have tried DOSBox staging, which a lot of folks have said is good, but for me it's even worse performance than ECE, so. Yeah, it's not the worst pace car shape, but it's you know, you gotta, everything's a little bit, if you compare it to the default car shape, it all kind of fits together. It's because we're running the more realistic cars. It looks kind of funny. Yeah, you know, I could change the tires to make them different, but I haven't done that with this car set. All right, we're coming around. Get the boost back up. All right, we're coming around. It's so early in the race still. It's just lap 27. This is going to be like a marathon race, but we got Allister Jr. right behind me. I think everybody's caught up, basically. Pace car's pulling away. I just don't want to pass the pace car until the green comes out, but I might get a little bit of a launch here. We should get hopefully another 10 laps or so before we catch up to the lap traffic again. Waiting for the green. Green flag's out. All right. $53 laps to go. Take the green. I feel like this is right around the spot where it crashed last time, so really hoping this works out this time. Things are going well so far. Even a bit better than last time. We're better on fuel. We still have some strategy options, but it'd be good to make it to really within 30 to go would be ideal, but if we can make it to like 32, 33 to go, we should be good. Just get back into a groove. It's nice to have a little break there for a second, but wow, a lot of understeer. We're on full fuel again, that's right. Might put a click of rear bar into it. And front, actually. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy these traffic-free laps, that's for sure. It might be a little bit less, though. I don't know if everybody caught up to the pace car. So we'll just have to figure it out when it happens. Little Al's back there, but it seems like we're just right about the same pace with each other this race. So last time he was a lot quicker, which is just kind of luck of the draw, which is why it's fun to do these races, because it's always a bit different. But we might have what it takes to win this, but we have to actually do it. Have to actually finish the race, which is, there's a long ways to go. We're at 51 laps to go. I'm feeling a little more comfortable with the car now, but still want to be extra careful. Yeah, there's no saying. Maybe the crew could adjust Allenser Jr.'s car, and the last stint he could be super quick. That happens. So right now, in this place, with more than half the race still to go, we're looking good, but there's a long ways to go yet. And don't want to mess up corners like that. I've already had a crash, actually, so trying to pass Dean Hall, a little tap. Somehow didn't get damage from it. The gears are so short in the car that you don't even really need the whole RPM range. Might be interesting to actually try to make a 5-gear setup for this track because I feel like we're almost shifting too much. Oh, Raul Boisel in the pits. Oh, maybe he didn't pit. There might have been some cars that stayed out. I don't know. You would think they would have been ahead of me, but I did get that fast lap to pit in. Yeah, there's definitely some weirdness with this track and the AI and stuff, but it's hard enough that I think it still feels like an achievement if we happen to win this thing. Well, now if you made a 5-gear setup, then you would shift less often overall, so you wouldn't have to be as busy on the gear lever. I think the acceleration would be fine around here because the gears are so short right now that I'm just rifling through them. It's like a Formula One car. Whoa. And we're only reaching like 150 miles an hour on it's the fastest straightaway right there. Does seem like we're getting our clean laps in though. I mean, if we were actually using an H pattern like these cars would have, you absolutely would want to maybe a 5-gear setup rather than a 6. 6 around here would be so much work. Right, 2.4 seconds. He's hanging out there. I mean, we're very, very similar speeds. It's not going to take much. Just got very close to the walls there. I think I just saw a car ahead. Poncho Carter up there. Or maybe Ari. Just kind of picking up where we left off. They might be getting slowed down by some of the other lap traffic. We got Jeff Wood here. Or not Jeff Wood. Who is this? One of them. All right, so now we're we're trying to get past Ari here, who's also trying to get past some of the slowest cars. So he's got Jan Vikas right in front of him. That's Mike Groff I just got by, that's right. But now we've got like 2 different speeds of cars in front. We've also got Alistair Jr. right behind me. This is where stuff gets really interesting. All right, maximum patience right now. Ooh. Almost like Ari bounced off the wall there. This is difficult. Makes an impossible tight turn. Whoa. Right up against the wall. Trying to line these guys up for the front stretch, but I got to try to get by both of them, which is not going to be easy, especially with the stutters. Come on. Oh, I hate this. Maximum send. Oh, we got him. All right, we got 2 more here, but I think they're both slower. That was not fun. That should hold up Junior a little bit, though, I'd imagine. It's almost a repeat of last lap here. There's nothing I can do about this. These guys are already too wide in front. Just have to kind of wait our turn. Whoa. It's tempting to go up the inside there, but I'm not sure how that would work out. All right, we can get around 1 there. That simplifies the front stretch here. Get around Bettenhausen there. All right, a little more clear track in front. All right, and breathe. That was a tense few laps there, getting past some of those slower cars. We're creeping up on halfway here. It's creeping though. It's a long race. This might be one of the longest races that's outside of the 500 milers. And those are a bit easier just because they're on ovals, even if they are long. Car's starting to feel really good. 43 laps to go. Not even halfway yet. It's gonna be a marathon. In the lead though by almost 5 seconds as it tapped the wall slightly. Should be all right. Enjoy this free track here. Yeah, hopefully we pull out a bit of a lead and I can like truly relax and just hammer out laps. But yeah, Allister Jr., he's not far behind. I keep seeing him in the corners still, so I think he's just about the same speed as me if I'm pushing a little bit, so. Well, that lap he pulled in like 2 seconds on me, so we can't sleep. Got the turn in wrong there, a lot of understeer. All right, so we're trying to go at least another 10 laps on fuel, which would be easy to do on fuel, but that's when our pit window opens to make it to the end. We got to make it to like 32 laps to go. And we'll keep going for as long as possible and then short fill at the end if we have to. We still got about half a tank left, so should make it another 18, 19 laps or so, I'd imagine. Did not get that turn in right. All right, more lap traffic ahead. Is Eddie Cheever in front? Yeah. Oh, another yellow flag. We can't, I'm going to stay out because we're not going to make it. 40 laps is too long, so I'm going to stay out here. Dang, another yellow. All right, right about halfway now. We'll see if these guys behind me pit, but they're going to have to pit again anyway. I'm on half tank, and we're just about to do some of our best laps on fuel. So I think this is the right call, because there's no way anybody's going to make it to the end from here. We'll catch up to the pace car and we'll see if anything happened, but it might just be another debris caution. I talked earlier quite a bit about how the turbo it's not going to save you fuel under caution, turning it down, because we're not even using the turbo at this point. It only helps if you're actually using the boost. But if we're just massaging the throttle, it's not doing anything. Man, not too many races on road courses do we get multiple cautions that I don't cause. It's quite an exciting one. Here it is. Here's the pace car. Cheever should pass it. Maybe. Yeah, he's trying to. There you go, Eddie. Good job. Did they have fuel maps? I think electronics were a bit open back then, so I imagine they did on at least some of the top teams have fuel maps and other engine settings and stuff, but Yeah, nothing in the game. All we get in the game is mechanical adjustments, so roll bars, brake bias, and then our boost. Yeah, third gear. Low RPM is the best way to save fuel under yellow. All right, let me just get onto the straight here, and then we'll look at if anything happened. I don't know. We haven't seen a crash yet. We've just seen yellows. We'll wait, see when the yellow flag came out. It's a long one. I recently did that RAC rally in RBR, which was exhausting, but this is a different type of exhausting. It's very mentally. This isn't as physically exhausting as that was, but mentally. Oh, there was a crash this time. Looks like Roberto Guerrero binned it. We'll see. We'll watch it from the outside. Coming past the pit lane entrance here. All right, well, it's good it's not just a phantom yellow again. Something actually happened. But there he is spinning out. Something broke on the car. Crashing, going into that tight complex by the park. Yeah, one of the biggest things to watch out for in these games is hitting cars under yellow. I've been playing a bunch of NASCAR 99 because some new car sets came out for it. The NASCAR Classic folks that did 89 through 96, all the best ones. Anyways, been playing a bunch of that, and the amount of times I've crashed out of races because under yellow I hit the cars in front of me. The checkup is real. All right, we'll relax for these couple of laps, and then. Yeah, so we're still on the same strategy. We might be able to extend it a little bit further and take slightly less fuel, but at this point we're setting up to pit with how many laps to go will that be? Probably about 20 laps to go and take about 30 gallons of fuel. Yeah, you're right. Last stream, just one more lap to go. Dang, not even a long rest. We're over halfway though. Whatever happens from here is what happens. If we get a crash, we're just going to say we DNF'd. If I crash, I've crashed. So we're in it now, which is a relief in its own right, but I really, really hope I can do the second half of this race as well as we've done the first. It's gone well so far. But yeah, we should go hopefully to about lap 60. We'll take 30 gallons. We'll still have time to change tires there too, although I'm sure they're fine. Tires barely wear out. The left rear slightly. But it's all downhill from here, right? I like that Carrera banner. Must be advertising a Porsche? We'll look quickly at the current standings. Allister Jr.'s in second, ahead of Mario, who's up into third now. Ahead of Danny Sullivan, who's been fighting all race. So we'll see if Mario's got some pace. He's gotten ahead of Danny and Emerson. Michael's back in sixth. Seems like he's probably behind some lap traffic because he's quite far back there. So hopefully Michael stays back. If he finishes sixth and I finish even in the top three, it's going to make things a lot closer as we head towards the end of the season here. We're headed to another street track next, so it's going to be more of the same. Rick Mears still in there, though, having an all right day. Head of Bobby Rahall's not having a good day for him. Teo Fabi still running in the Porsche in 11th. Head of Eddie Cheever. Eddie Cheever's the last car in the lead lap in 12th right now. We put Lion Dyke a lap down last time with Mike Groff, AJ Foyt. A bunch of cars just one lap down. And we got 3 cars 2 laps down. Bettenhausen, Wood, Bekas, and then 24th on back is out. So Guerrero, we saw the reason, but that's the only car that's crashed since the last caution. So, oh, is it Sunglasses Carrera? Gotcha. All right, we'll come towards the end of the lap to get the green. Cross your fingers, I can keep this up. Fully expecting at some point I'm just going to make a silly move and crash into a wall or something, but so far so good. A little less than halfway to go, so we'll creep here through the park towards the start line, and hopefully Al doesn't suddenly find some speed. Green's out. Ooh. car is a bit toasty there. Low tire pressures, cold tires, so there's a little rotation. Wasn't expecting. All right, I can see, I think Mario's going for a move on Allister Jr. behind me. We'll just try to run away from it, though, as they battle. Here comes Mario. Mario's gotten in front of him. Now, Mario's not really in the championship battle, but I still would like to win. That's actually better for the championship if Mario beats Little Al. Down. Mario looks quick now. He might have been saving his stuff for the first half of the race, saying now second half is when I'll go. Not a bad strategy. Catch other teams by surprise. This is Sullivan back there too. The two Penske cars are, Marlboro Penske cars are nose to tail. Come through. It's just the first lap or so that's a little sketchier on cold tires. So we should have about 16 laps of fuel left. I actually got rid of my, I got to change back my dashboard here. Do it on the straight. I had it on the miles per hour thing the whole race. There we go. You do get your fuel prediction, but it's very 90s in its prediction. It'll show you to the minute based on your current throttle input how many laps you're going to do. So it jumps up and down quite a lot. But I think we've probably got about 16 laps of fuel left. Oh, another yellow flag. I just missed the pit entry anyway, so we're definitely not going to pit, but dang. A lot of cautions here suddenly. Turned into a bit of a wreck fest, a slam wreck fest here in Denver. I don't know, we've never had a race with a ton of crashes. We are just on the cusp of making it to the end. The question should be, or would be, should we pit at the end of this lap, take a full tank, and then we don't have to pit? I think we might want to do that. We'll have to save a little bit of fuel, but then we know we're good. The only negative is the cars are going to pass me if they don't pit, which is a big negative. I would not want to start at the back of the pack, so I might stay out. It might be a bad decision. Even longer race this way, but I'm honestly kind of happy that I get to rest here for a second. All right, let's look here real quick what happened, if anything happened. We're looking at Dean Hall right now for some reason. See if we can find when the yellow came out. Yeah, I think wait for the next caution. It's rare that we get more than a couple cautions in a race, so I don't know if there will be one. I don't know, maybe this was a debris caution again. Not seeing anything. Yeah. Nobody's spun out. So, some sort of debris caution. If this was a modern simulator, I would say pit. But I'll likely be at the back of the pack if I pit. And I think that's much more risky. Much more risky to have to pass all the cars than stay up front here. It's all going to hinge on if the guys behind me pit or not. Yeah, ooh, no, Eddie Cheever's out, so Eddie Cheever must have had something go wrong. But yeah, there's still like over 20 cars in the race, so it would, I can't risk starting behind all of them. This is why this is fun, first of all. So if I make the wrong decision here, this is why this is fun. But I think for me, I'm staying out because I think I can also have some good pace. If they pit, they're going to be on full fuel. Remember that too. So I'm on half tank. So I'll be pretty quick. So I think I'll stay out because if they pit, they'll be on full fuel. They'll be slow. If I pit, I'll have to start at the back of the pack. So I think best. This is my rationale for staying out right now. But it is right on the line. If we get another yellow, I need to be prepared to pit right away because if I'm in a spot where I could dive in, it'll probably be worth it. No, they're staying out. So nobody's biting. It would have been cool if one of them did pit because then we'd have something to compare. But they're probably all saying, watch the leader, whatever he does, we do. Yeah, it is definitely a doing the realistic damage. The yellows, the increased yellows is nice, but it is also it's so difficult. All right, one more lap to green. It's a short yellow too, so I think pitting would have been the wrong decision there. That would have really set me back. And we don't even know if it's going to go green the rest of the way. That would only really work if we knew it was going to stay green. But we've already had 3 yellows in this race. The street track is taking its toll. It was interesting we had so many green flag laps up front. Now it's just caution fest here. Hitting just about almost up to 2 hours into this one with practice and qualifying beforehand. Bit of a marathon. We're getting there though. Lap 46 now of 80. If you're just tuning in or weren't here at the beginning, this is the second attempt at this because the first time we had a pretty rare glitch happen a couple weeks ago. And we're crossing our fingers it doesn't happen again. If it does happen again, we're just going to say this was a DNF. But this race so far, I've definitely been just about the quickest car, although Alonso Jr. and now Mario Andretti have been very similar pace, but it's all been traffic and everything. That gap keeps coming and going. And now we've run into a bit of a rut with cautions here as we got to halfway. We've had 3 cautions now, which is, I think, maybe the most we've ever had in a race for this season. So we'll see if it runs green from the end here or if we'll have another caution shortly. We are absolutely pitting. Well, I won't say that, but I think we'll probably pit if there's a caution. All right. Depends where we are. If we're around this part on the track and there's a yellow, we're definitely going to dive in, but oh, Timo. Thank you for the 4th donation. That's very kind. I appreciate that. The reason I'm going slow here is I don't want to pass the pace car because I will get a black flag if I pass the pace car before the green comes out. I don't exactly know where it is either, but all right, green. Nice and easy. I got cold tires now, which last time almost caught me out as well. Car just becomes a bit slidey. We got Mario right on my tail. It's looking to make things interesting here. All right, 34 laps to go. We're just about in the pit window to make it to the end here. Was Alonso Jr. gets around Mario again behind me. Focus on forward, but little Al takes the fight back to Mario Andretti. He's been ahead of him most of the race, so he would have wanted to get back past. Try to get the tires back up to temperature here and then see if I can pull away a bit. Well, maybe a click of front bar to stabilize it for a few laps. All right, back down on that front bar. Just starting to understeer a lot. Need that more bite on the turn in. Starting to drive a little sloppy here. I need to get back into that smooth running. We were nice and smooth earlier, except for the game. The game is not smooth. I'm trying to be smooth though. So just slightly slower than Allister Jr. that lap. He pulled it in just a 10th. It's all right. Really all about traffic in this. My God, I nearly messed that up. Ugh. I cannot believe I didn't get damaged there. I just missed the turn in. I don't know what I was doing there. Ugh, I probably made the weirdest noise. I really thought it was all over there. I scraped the wall, but I got away with it. Ugh. My God. That was so close. I was paying attention too. I wasn't even reading chat. I just didn't fully get the turn in. Maybe I thought I was at the different spot of the track. I don't know. Oh, focus. 31 laps to go. Try to get the turn in for this up here right this time. It's that corner and the one I messed up in last lap are so similar looking on entry. I don't know what I did here. Just got to kind of lift and coast, I guess, but that was close. Yeah, that was definitely the hardest I've ever hit the wall and not gotten damaged. That felt like a suspension bender, which would definitely be race over. All right, we're over 2/3 of the way. this one. Or just about. Some nice clean track running here. You'd imagine cautions would get a little rarer with so many cars being out now. We've lost about a third of the field almost at this point. They're all in a nice, neat line right behind me. So some mistake does happen. We're definitely losing the top 5. Very, very close race. The yellow flags will do that, I guess. But it really isn't not going to take much to lose a bunch of spots. Very competitive race, this one. We're at 13 gallons. We got to figure out what the strategy is going to be as we get there. I don't want to underfill. That would be really bad. Don't want to overfill either, though. The lower fuel will help. Doing 125s, which are decent laps. I pulled out a little bit on Junior that lap. Still no lap traffic, which is nice. It's been a good little run here after that string of yellows. But we are 100% coming in if there's a yellow flag now. We're well within the window. Things have had a chance to string out a bit, so hopefully we wouldn't get passed by everybody, but I imagine everybody would pit up front here. You love the pit entry? It's such a sketchy pit entry. It's faithful, though. It's faithful to the real one. If you haven't seen it, I'll point it out this time. It's basically an apex wall, which is nice. Coming up right here on the left, that's the pit entry, and then that wall is the pit wall. All right, a couple good laps. We made 27 to go. We shouldn't even need 30 gallons of fuel once we pit, but it's going to be tough to calculate. It's about 1.25 gallons per lap, I believe. Whoa. Almost lost the rear end there. Let's give it one less bar in the rear. Go down on both. Just make the car a bit softer on light fuel. Yeah, you can see the laps at the end of each lap on the top left. The little pit board comes up. I love that. If I was doing this myself, I wouldn't even run with the standings on. I like to kind of not understand what's happening. You make decisions a bit differently. I'm just waiting to see some slow cars. They have to be coming up here soon, but there's not quite as many cars out here anymore, so that part maybe gets slightly easier. Alonso Jr. is not leaving me alone here, but it's all going to come down to this last pit stop. If I can get ahead on the final pit stop, then he's going to have to get around me on the track, which is the big thing. I don't want to pit first. Hopefully he pits first. That would help. Yeah, the F boxes are pretty much the same. They nailed that, right? And NASCAR won, basically. They changed them after IndyCar racing won. Although they work somewhat similarly, but they weren't in a box. But NASCAR 1 was kind of the debut of the F box, and they kept it the same forever since iRacing still kind of has the same thing. There's no relative in this one, like a real-time relative. That came with, I think NASCAR 2? Maybe NASCAR 99. One of those was the first with it. Alonso Jr. is really keeping the pressure on. I'm having not pushing entirely, but I'm not driving slow either. Usually by this point in these races, it's kind of decided what's going to happen. We're not having to really push as much, but this one is still wide open. It's going to be an entertaining end, I think, and hopefully for all the right reasons. Not too many more laps to go now, maybe 5 more laps till our final pit stop. Yeah, a lot more relaxing to watch than drive. You're telling me. I did watch your race yesterday, or 2 days ago, Ted. Portland is a tricky one. Still no traffic ahead. Man. Guess all the slowest cars maybe are out. Did he go in the pits there? Oh, he did. Alonso Jr.'s pit. Oh, this is good. I still have a few more laps as well. This is huge. I still have at least 3 more laps. A couple of them have pit back there. I'm going to be on light fuel then for a few laps, and they're going to be on not full tanks, but quite heavy fuel compared. So Allister Jr. has come back out in 5th. So either Michael pit with them or he's pretty far back. But we haven't seen Michael in the top 5 at all today, which is going to be huge for the championship. If you haven't watched any of these up till now, we're in 2nd in points. Michael's 21 points ahead coming into this race. But we're definitely going to lead the most laps today. We got the pole. Might be a perfect weekend for old Ryan Axelson here, our driver. Still a lot of work to do. This is nowhere near over yet. We're coming up soon to a pit stop. Bobby Rahal coming out of the pits there behind me. Danny Sullivan's just gone in. 22 laps to go. We have 5 gallons of fuel. We're actually sitting really nice right now. Unless we really bottle this, I mean, we should definitely come out in the lead. I wouldn't say total domination. It's been close. It's not like I pulled out a 10-second lead at any point, you know. I've been driving 95% because it's just so easy to make a mistake around here. All right, 4 gallons. Should do another couple of laps. I need to figure out how much fuel to put in the car. It is fill 2. So we've got 21 laps to go. It's 21 times 1.25, or 20 times 1.25. That would be 12, 20. All right, 30 should be more than enough then. 12.5 plus 12.5, 25. Yeah, 25. So I'm going to put 30 in. I know that's a little bit more than we need. It'll take us slightly longer than, but I think I don't want fuel to be the reason we don't win this thing. All right, one more lap. We'll pit a lap before we have to, just to make sure we could make it around again if we need to. Do one more lap here, though. I'm on light fuel right now. They're going to be on heavier fuel, so this is all good for me to stay out. And we will have plenty of time to change 4 tires with the pit stop. As long as you put 20 gallons of fuel in, you have enough time to change your tires, so. All right, 20 laps to go. We're coming in this lap for the final pit stop. It's not over yet. Raul Boisel is only 16 seconds behind, but I'm almost certain he's going to have to pit again. This is going to work out perfectly because I'm just about to hit some lap traffic as well. It's all going to be about how quickly I can get down the pit lane. Pit lane here is kind of hard to drive and also keep the speed limit because it's very, very curvy. Yeah, it is perfect timing. All right. Coming in this time. So Raul might take the lead here, but we're pretty sure he's going to have to pit again. So we'll come around, coming to the pits. Ooh, one car's coming in front. It's all right. All right, final pit stop. All right, gas it up. Don't speed. 80 miles an hour is the speed limit. I can't really even do 80 around the pits here. That's the thing I'm worried about is, can they do 80? Just making sure none of these guys are going to pull out on me. All right, down to first gear. Come out of the pits. I think we got it. I think we actually got Raul as well. All right, we'll see what the gap is. We got a couple lap cars in front. This is it, the run to the finish now. Raise our roll bars again. Car will be a bit heavier now, so just going to be careful. Raul's only 3.4 seconds behind, but Danny Sullivan's 11. That's the gap. I pulled 10 seconds through that. All right, it is my race to lose now. Balancer Jr. even got passed by Sullivan through the pits. So now it's all about just not taking any chances, getting around the slap traffic. Raul's definitely going to have to pit. He pit quite early. He's the only driver off strategy. Get around Jan Beekes there. You can see Rick Mears a couple cars up. We got Tony Bettenhausen Jr. in front of me here. Oh, are these guys pitting? No. That would have been nice. I could have probably jumped up the inside there, but we'll wait for the front stretch. I know it's safe here. Raul's closed it in. He's going to be on light fuel just because I think he's gone quite long. There's no way he makes it to the end. I think he pit with like 50 laps to go or something, so. Sullivan's closing in a little bit, but I had to pass a car that lap. Oh, hey, went golfing. Thanks for gifting a membership. And welcome, JD Walker. Stutter, it still scares me every lap at the end of the lap there. I just really want this to hold together now. Put in a lot of work. Go a click down on the front bar, just trying to feel out the grip. Somebody changed position, I think. Maybe not. It's okay. Raul Boisel's in the pits. Things are looking good right now, but you just can't give up. If anybody was here during the Cleveland race, or all of you who were here during the Cleveland race, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, just a little tap to the wall there. I cannot do that. Hit the wall too many times in this race to get away with it. Seconds, man, they got caught up with somebody. All right, I'm gonna baby this gap. I'm not gonna let them catch me, but we're gonna be taking it easy here to try to make sure I don't hit anything. Yeah, they're actually having a pretty epic battle back there. The rest of the top 5, who knows who's beyond that. It's gonna be the longest 15 laps of my life. We're running pace with Rick Mears in front of me, who's just about a lap down. Foot hurts, man. I was saying there's a new R Factor 2 mod, Mercedes 125, that Mantic converted from their version for Assetto Corsa, and I was trying that out around Pescara. And I think there's a lot of braking happening, so quite a few laps with that yesterday. Catching a lap car here. Jeff Wood, I think. Whoa, Sullivan gained a second and a half that lap. It's all right, though. We got a lot of gap here. A lot of gap, and he doesn't have that many laps to do it. Even at a second and a half a lap, he would only just get to me before the end, so not going to panic. Got to get around these lap cars anyway. Hopefully Mears can do it first. We can take them one at a time. Mears just trying to go for it there. I think he'll get him up here. Maybe. Whoa, just really squishing each other out there. All right, that's going to let me get up to Mears here. I'm in no rush. Braver me might do it here, but yeah, I thought Mears might go for that. Let him have it there. Try to get Jeff Wood down this straight. Jeff really squishing me in there. Pulled in another 1.5 seconds. All right, Danny Sullivan smells blood. All right, we still got a lot of gap. And he's going to have to get around Jeff Wood as well. Yeah, he's probably in clear track right now. We had a really big gap there between the last lap pack and then up to Jeff Wood, so I expect Sullivan and Unser will have the same. Laps to go. Do I have enough fuel? Yeah, I've got enough fuel. It's the point of the race where we start questioning everything. Yeah, he's also going to have to pass me, so. Although he did gain like 1.8 on that lap. It's all right. I'm not worried about it. He's going to quickly run out of laps to do it, so. Caution would be the worst. I'd have to actually push again. It'd be nice to relax for a couple laps, but then I'd have to be on cold tires and be right with him. All right, Mears is caught up to Poncho now. Be very, very close on the front stretch. I don't know. I could have maybe done that. I did one like that earlier in the race, 3 wide pass, but really don't want to. Oh, he's 11.2 seconds. All right. Don't need to push, but I just can't give up so much time. Poncho there squeezes me in. Come on, Rick. It's really, really just exhausting, this. A lot of focus. Hey, he's 11.2 seconds back now. It's going to be a lot closer than I'd like it to be, but maybe some of these lap cars will slow him down. Doesn't need to be much. If he even loses a couple seconds to me, it's going to be almost impossible for him to make that up, as long as I don't do anything too stupid. Laps to go. Just 10 laps to go. I think this race was shortened by 10 laps for 1991, which would be very welcome right now. All right, I think he didn't really gain on me that lap. He needs to do a second a lap to get to me, and then he's got to also get a pass. We're sitting pretty good right now. Yeah, I'm kind of using Rick Mears to give me a pace to follow. It's helpful. It's really helpful, actually. He's like kind of the perfect speed. He's a bit slower than the leaders behind me, but following him gives me a nice benchmark to not push too hard. But 9 more laps. We're going to be counting hardcore here. If I gain at all on him throughout any of these laps, it's going to be huge. Yeah, 8 tenths. I think he's caught up with the traffic now. That's going to be, he needs to do better than a second a lap to get to me. We've seen it, but let's hope I don't catch much more lap traffic. This is going to be a done deal. He'll get around the lap traffic soon. He's definitely with it. It's the only reason I'm pulling out from him now, but it's going to be a little too late for him. As long as I don't do anything stupid here. If I damage my wing or something, that's what I'm thinking, you know. I would lose so much pace. No opportunity to pit. I'm having trouble actually keeping up with Rick now. It's tough. This is so tiring. It's a different type of tiring than... There's no force feedback or anything, so it's just concentrating this much on the screen for 3 hours. Especially on a non-oval. We'll probably take a nap after this. 9.8 seconds. All right, he got around them. He pulled in a second that lap, but he doesn't have enough laps left to do that at a second a lap. My God. I'm so tired. That's so sad. I was thinking like, no way it's gonna happen now. Oh my gosh, some of you are very too serious. It's fine. I don't hate DOS. I don't hate the track. I'm just very disappointed that that's how that ends. But I don't know. Totally different place on the track this time. No, I'm not doing it again. I don't think we really know what the bug is. It's something that can happen even on the default tracks. Default track wise, it happens most often on Laguna Seca. But it's some bug where the game thinks it needs to calculate a really large number because the car either falls into the track somehow or thinks it's somewhere else, teleports basically. and it's too big of a number for the game. I know. Yeah, I mean it's tempting to say add points and things, but I feel like the only fair way is to stick with what I said at the beginning. Oh, thank you, mostly parked. It's very nice of you. That is racing, isn't it? Sometimes sometimes the car breaks down 10 laps from the finish. And that's what we're going to say happened here. I know that isn't what folks would maybe want to do, want to say, I won that. I feel like I did everything I possibly could and should have won that. But the car broke, is what we're going to go with. And anything else, to me, would feel kind of gimmicky. So I'm gonna say I got a DNF in that one. I will definitely try to figure something out for next season if we get to 91 at this track, and yeah, I won't just blindly try this again because I've done so much racing around here. But it's gutting. But we're gonna pretend like we got a DNF. We did get a pole. I'm still gonna keep a pole, but we're gonna say that we get a DNF in that one because we didn't finish. It's rough. Why a DNF? Because I said that's how I'm going to do it. It's we're just saying that the car either broke down before the race or something like that. All right, we'll see who wins this one though. We got to watch simulated race of 80 laps. Uh, that's very gutting. Let's hope Dominic Dobson wins. That would be the ultimate redemption. I mean, if Michael Andretti doesn't score many points, then it's kind of like the race didn't happen anyway. So we'll have to see how this one plays out. But there's no way I could bring myself to do that again without knowing that it's going to do that again. So Danny Sullivan takes the lead. He was challenging me for that. No, I'm not. We're not going to give the AI DNF. I mean, like, how often in real life does the leader of a race, especially in this era? Ooh, looks like Boisel's out with a wheel bearing. How often in real life does the leader of a race have a mechanical issue? That's that's the head canon we're going with for this. I know it. I trust me. If anybody didn't want that to happen, it's me. But it's sometimes playing these old games, it's what happens. And we got very close to finishing it without it happening, but trust me, it breaks my heart probably more than anybody else. Yeah, if you missed it, we had the dreaded issue again with 8 laps to go. I almost got there. I was winning. We had an 8-second lead. I'm exhausted now. If anything, maybe it'll help the community figure out why this happens. Um, Different place this time too, which we've always thought it was like related to a track, a hole in the track. Maybe one of the AI cars fell into it or something. Oh, Alancer Jr. Gearbox issue for little Al. All we can hope is that Michael has some sort of mechanical here. He's sitting in 5th right now. Yeah, the results for this will show that I got last place, but in our heads we'll say that we were leading with 8 laps to go and the car combusted. Thompson is still in 3rd. Yeah, I'm hoping he stays up there. He's holding Mario and Michael back. Oh yeah, we will add the point for pole. We still got pole position because I saved the qualifying results, so we'll keep in that. We at least get 1 point out of this, out of Denver. We'll just have to hope that this stuff doesn't happen in Vancouver. We will get the pole points. Um, I don't know how to edit this. I would be interested in saying I led the most laps, but I do not know how to do that. I've never looked into it. The way the game saves all the data is in like one file, which I've been backing up. Bobby Rahal has a gearbox issue. A lot of mechanical stuff early on here. This is my annual stream. Can I complete Denver? No, probably not. Not in its current state, unfortunately. We got very close. Um, I never ran a full race here otherwise. I've done some testing. Never had the bug happen in testing, but I only ever drove a single stint in testing. I pretty much never do full races for this unless it's I don't know, unless I'm just having fun myself. But this is not the type of track I would race for fun. Probably, it's a bit of a it is quite the difficult one. That is it really is a bummer. I got so close to finishing, but Michael's up to third now. It's only 26 laps into it. It's a long one to simulate even. Hopefully Vancouver doesn't have it. Yeah, fuel injection. I mean the car definitely did something weird there. All right, Danny's taking a pit. He came back out in the lead though. He's got a huge lead. I think Dominic was holding these guys up. But okay, looks like Mario's pit, Dominic's pit. Michael should have to pit, right? Or maybe he got around them fair and square. If Michael wins, it's really gonna be a bummer. Oh, there goes Michael pitting. But he comes back out in fourth. He's in fourth now. All right. I mean, this is only the second time it's ever crashed for me during a race on a stream. So, more cars pitting. All right, Michael's back in second. So, unfortunately, it looks like a race where Michael's doing quite well. Ari Lyondike has an engine issue. Blew an engine in GP2 with half a lap to go. I've had issues in this game or issues, but like problems where like I'll blow an engine or have a gearbox issue or something late in the race, which is always a big bummer. We had a mechanical issue at Detroit this season. It wasn't even that far into that race. Um, yeah, Danny's dominating. We better hope he wins, but I'd really like Michael to get the cartoon anvil on him. Coming up to halfway. It's quite the long race. Michael's in second, but he doesn't seem to have the speed. So unless Danny has an issue, hopefully, hopefully Michael doesn't win. But at this rate, he's definitely going to extend his lead by quite a bit, which is such a bummer. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, I ran the whole race. We got to 8 laps to go, and we had the game crashed essentially. So, Dobson's out with an electrical issue. He was doing really well. They were definitely trying to do something new with the electronics in the car, and they pushed it a little too far. Danny has lapped Michael. So now we have no indication of how close anybody is. And we just get to watch and hope that Michael slides back down. Yeah, I don't think it would crash while we're simulating the race, but you never know. That would be, man, hopefully it doesn't. I don't know how we'd get through this. I'd figure out a way. It is serene. I'm just watching the racing thing blink and the laps tick away just very slowly. I know this is not the most gripping thing, but it is how it happened today. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I don't have any way to make that race count. So it just I have a mechanical failure, is what we're gonna say. I appreciate folks wanting me to get something for that, but I don't know. I don't have another way of faking the race or anything. So we'll say the car grenaded. If I could find a way to add a point in for the leading the most laps, I would be interested in that. But otherwise, I think we have to take the loss. All right, they're 55 laps in. Yeah, I'm not interested in trying to calculate this one outside the sim. So Willie T's having a much better race than he was having in ours. He's up to a 15th. Danny Sullivan in the pits. Good. I was worried he would DNF, but he's back out. Hey, maybe he's going to lap everybody again. Do modern games still do mechanical failures for AI? Yeah, there is some of that stuff. AMS2 has some of that, but I just don't find the AI completing a race convincingly to begin with. So to have them have failures and stuff is kind of a moot point. But you can make them have failures and stuff, and they'll grenade their engines and all that. Did Michael pit real quick? Oh, yellow flag. Michael pits under yellow. Some sort of crash or something. Scott Brayton had an accident. All right, so Scotty, it's just Michael and Mario one lap down now. It's everybody's pitting. It's 20 laps to go. The yellow flag. I mean, basically at this point, all I'm hoping is that Michael has a DNF. That would be huge, but I don't think we're gonna be so lucky. Otherwise, there's like no. I mean, Danny's up there, but Michael's the only one that would be really nice if he DNF'd. Wait, yeah. All right, 15 laps to go. Yeah, I would love to figure out how to add the point in, but I'll look in the files to see if there's a way. But it's all one kind of encrypted file. It's just a bin file, and I've opened it before. It's just like even in a hex editor, none of it makes sense. So I don't really know. This is a different race, yeah. If I could figure out how to take the point away from the person that did lead the most laps and give it back to Ryan, we could at least say that our race kind of happened. But yeah, it was looking good. It was going to be a huge points day. Potentially even take the lead. I don't know where Michael was. He wasn't in the top five. So if he had fallen back or even DNF'd without us seeing it in our race, then we could have, in theory, taken the lead of the championship. But it was all a dream. I know AJ's up in sixth. It's pretty cool. All right, coming under 10 to go. This is where ours ended. Yeah, Boiselle was also doing really well in ours. I mean, it's just a different race now. We still get the point for the pole, at least, but all of that work was for nothing. Big time bummer. All right, 5 more laps for Danny. Oh, Mike Groff has an electrical failure. I wish it was Andretti. Mike Groff right at the end. Bummer. 3 laps to go. Yeah, Danny almost lapped everybody twice. Very, very close. 1 minute 25, 2:12 is Danny's previous lap. Dean Hall in the points. This is kind of a weird one. All right, coming around. 1 more lap to go. $122.5. Man, he's on fire. We would never have a chance against that. Dean Hall's not in the points. Oh, yeah, where is he? Oh, he's in 19th. No, he's not in the points. All right, coming around to get the checkered flag. And that's it. Danny Sullivan wins the race ahead of Michael Andretti, finishing in second. Ahead of Mario in third. Rick Mears back and forth. Emerson Fittipaldi in fifth. AJ Foyt gets 6th place. Ahead of Eddie Cheever, Scott Goodyear, Didier Thays, Teo Fabi, John Andretti, and Tony Bettenhausen rounds out the last points. Willie T. Ribbs back in 13th, first without points, but he gets a pretty good finish compared to what he usually gets. Berto Guerrero ahead of Randy Lewis. Pancho Carter, Jeff Wood, Jan Beekes, Dean Hall is the last runner in 19th. And then we got a whole bunch of DNFs. I'm just as bummed as probably everybody, if not more. But in the official history of this, we unfortunately had a DNF. So we just get the 1 point for getting pole, compared to 16 points for Michael. So Michael's going to pull ahead another 15 points in the championship. I don't want to print that. All right, so here's our points. Fall back to third in the championship then. So Michael Andretti, 144 ahead of Danny Sullivan. I can just see for forever folks are going to be like, you should have done this, you should have done that, but I don't know what else I could do. It's really, really unfortunate, but that's how it ended at Denver. I tried my best. I tried more than my best. That was very tiring, and to not come away with anything that's racing, isn't it? Really disappointing. Nobody's more disappointed than me, but I hope it was fun to watch anyway for what racing there was, and it should have worked out. It was so close to come within 8 laps of the finish. For it to all end like that is not ideal. But I'll be back again soon with something. I would like to do another stream or something before the new year. Got a few days off, but I don't know. Gather my thoughts and figure out what to do from here. So I appreciate y'all watching. I'm sorry it ended this way, but it's what happened. The car broke down, is what we're going to say. The drama is real. We got Vancouver next, but we'll see when I put things together to do that. But until next time, have a great one. Have a good rest of your year, and I'll see you all next time.